Yo, 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 welcome, 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 welcome to yet another episode of The Platform. I am your teacher, Bonolo, and I'm excited to see you again, my friends. It's been a minute, it's been a while. Man, it's been a while. I have heard your cries, I have seen your comments, and I've seen the activity has been growing, and decided to come back. And this time I want to deliver more and more and more because that's what you asked for. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. Welcome to the platform. Writing a paragraph. So on this episode, we are don't. The first thing you do when you open your A, C, D, will answer the question. That's the first thing. Answer the question. So on this episode, we are going to be talking about the last bit of your source-based questions. The previous video was talking about answering source-based questions in terms of the short ones. I told you that you need to notice marks allocation. If they say 2 times 2 and then they say the answer is 4 marks, you must then answer twice in order for you to be marked twice. Because if you answer once for a 4-mark question, you stand the chance of losing both if you are wrong. So I taught you about the marks. I taught you about to compare sources. You need to look at both sources in order for you to know the similarity. When they say compare, they're looking for similarity. Everything else is in the previous video. Please go to the channel and check it out. It's quite informative, and a lot of you like that video, and that is what's been getting me to come back. So I really appreciate the support. Please keep on supporting. Just remember, please subscribe to the video. It helps the channel so much to grow. I've seen the numbers of subscriptions growing, and that makes it even more available to other people. So you hitting that button, it's not in vain, my friend. Hit it. Hit that button and tell your neighbor to tell their neighbor and their neighbor's neighbor and the neighbor's dog to subscribe. Yeah. All right, without any further ado, we were talking about source-based questions. In this episode, we're going to finish off by looking at paragraph questions, writing a paragraph. Now, many of you run away from this one, and I want to stop you right now before you run away. Don't run away. Why? Because there are marks in this paragraph writing. Many of you, by the time you get to the last bit of the source-based, you see that long question, and you're like, 8 marks. I'd rather not write it. But that's where you lose, because that is the easiest question. And I'll tell you why. First and foremost, when you open your paper, the first thing you notice, question 1, they give you a key question. You see that key question? We don't write it just to decorate. There's a purpose for that. The key question is like a theme question. This is what you are going to be answering when you are answering the whole 50 marks. So that question, the answers to the question are in all the sources. Are you with me? Please stick with me. The very same key question is the one you are going to be given at the bottom there at 1.6, the paragraph question. So in other words, as you read source A, source B, source D, you will find answers to the question. And by the time you get to the paragraph, your answers, you have already collected them. This is what I teach my learners in class. The first thing you do when you open your source-based questions, read the key question. And then when you read your sources for the first time, take your highlighter or pencil. And then again, you know the question. The question, for example, says, how did Steve Biko's Black Consciousness, and it's an example, how did Steve Biko's Black Consciousness influence the Soweto uprising? Source A, B, C, D, E will be telling you the answers. So now when you are reading your sources for the first time, you have your highlighter. And as you read, you are looking for answers to the key question. You underline. You come across another answer, you underline. You look at the picture in the cartoon. You find that it answers the question here, the key question. At the end of the source-based, when you get to your paragraph, you have collected the answers Are you with me? I'll repeat just again. The key question is the theme. When you read the sources, you will find answers to that question. By the time you get to the paragraph question number 1.6, you will find that you've highlighted all of the answers, and it's now a matter of copying the ones you've highlighted. 8 marks in the bank, you have passed, you got your distinction. That is tip number 1. Let me get into the rest of the tips. The other tips are going to be far more technical, okay? The first tip I'm going to give you, when you come across the paragraph question 1.6, they ask you the question, explain, using your own knowledge and using the sources, in about 80 words, explain how Black consciousness influenced the Soweto uprising. That's the question. They told you 80 words, and they also told you in a paragraph, don't list, don't write a list. There's no, bullet points is not a paragraph, it's a list. You get penalized for that. The first thing you do, you are answer the question. Answer the question. That's the first tip. Answer the question. If it says, how did Biko do 1, 2, 3? Tell us how. Are you with me? Don't go far and give us background. This is not an essay. You need points. You need answers. Cool. Point number 1, answer the question. Point number 2, I encourage people to write in short sentences. Writing in short sentences indicates to me what, as a marker, it indicates to me what I must mark. So if it's a sentence, they did this, I mark. They did that, I mark again. Up until I get to point number 8, 8 points, I'm like, wow, this kid got 8 out of 8 for this paragraph. Are you with me? Write in short sentences. And there's a reason why I say this. I'm going to put another point next to this one. Close every sentence with a full stop. Close every sentence with a full stop. The full stop indicates to me, the marker and the reader, that this is a point. Mark this point. The moment you leave it open, many of you have that problem of using conjunctions or combining words, and that is my next point. Do not use conjunctions. Do not use words that combine sentences. Write short sentences, put a full stop. Do not put words such as and, also, however, thus, therefore, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then. Don't do that. Go and then, leave them. Leave them. Put a full sentence, put a full stop. What are you doing? The moment you say and, you are taking 2 points, you are making them into 1. And imagine, if this point is wrong, it means everything else becomes wrong. Now, if you said and then also and then, you are running a risk of losing a lot of marks. Thirdly, on the side, is it thirdly or fourthly? I want to add, as you write your paragraph, you need to check, am I answering? And how many marks do I have so far? Because we are not using spirits here to guess that, no, man, this guy wrote a paragraph and you must know at the end that, no, you know what, I wrote 6 points and I'm definitely sure I'm going to get a 6 out of 8. So how do you know this? By checking full stops, by checking how many sentences you have, by checking, those things. You need to put short sentences, avoid conjunctions, and what else did I say? Write short sentences, avoid conjunctions, avoid ends. Like I said in the beginning, all the answers are in the sources. All the answers are in the sources. All you have to do, some of these things, you just have to use your own knowledge. You guess, you basically deduct with your understanding of the topic. You put your own words to somehow glue the words together. Okay, just so that it makes sense. Finally, I'm going to ask you, do not copy and paste. Do not copy and paste. If you copy and paste, it shows a lack of comprehension. Comprehension means understanding. You need to somehow attach your own words to these to show that you understand. Use your own words. There's a word called paraphrasing. Paraphrasing. You take the sentence, you basically read, and then you rewrite it in your own words. In the English subject, they teach you, and they even ask you for marks. I don't know if it's paper 1 or 2. They teach you how to summarize. Yeah, it's paper 1. A summary. You read a text, and then you take points from that text, and then you rewrite them in your own words. That is the very same thing you are doing here in history. When you're writing a paragraph, you read several texts, so it's 1A, B, C, D, and then you rewrite them in your own words. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else you need me to say. If you have any other things you'd love me to talk about, please do shout out. If I have forgotten anything, hit me up in the comment sections. I'm humble enough to accept correction if I am wrong. Please do hit me up if you think there's something I need to add. But this focus was only on paragraphs. Guys, I'm excited about doing this again, and I'm enjoying this. I hope you will enjoy this too. The next one, we'll be talking about writing essays. I'm going to be looking at the technical and everything else about writing essays. How to write an introduction, a body, a conclusion. How do you get most marks? What to do, what not to do. This is the platform with Bonolo. I am your host. Thank you.